Today, I'm going to share with you a really simple yet incredibly powerful reframe that's going to help you a lot with creating more and better content in your online coaching and or course business, and really help you attract better clients and just really grow your business in a really powerful way. So first, let me share what that reframe is, and then I'm going to walk you through how that's implemented correctly can create a massive shift in your business, and some examples. So this reframe that is incredibly important is, first, there's a lot of information out there talking about, look, find your passion, share your passion. That's gonna be your voice in your marketing, your sales, all of that, right? I've talked before about why I absolutely disagree with that when it comes to especially getting your own, getting clarity on your own business, your business idea, all of that. Now, that aside, this is a slightly separate issue that, I mean, it's not completely separate, but this is a different way of thinking about it that goes beyond just getting clarity on your business idea. And the reframe I want you to think about is to repeat to yourself, mission over passion, right? Because here's the thing, there's a lot of advice out there that says, hey, share your passion, and that's gonna help your voice come through, that's gonna help you attract the dream clients that you want. When the truth is, that is one of the furthest things that you should, like one of the last things you should be doing. Now, I want to make it clear. I do not mean to say don't be passionate about your business. Not let people know that you're passionate about your business. You should. However, here's the truth. When you think about your passions, when you share your passions, guess who that's focused on? It's on you. It's about your passions, what you're passionate about, right? And yes, you do need to build a business that you care about and all that good stuff. But really, the point of a business and what's going to make your business successful is to be focused on your customers, right? So you can see, like, we're going to talk about specifics and all of that, but this reframe really goes really deep throughout your entire business. And it really affects everything. However, when you focus on the mission is focused on your customers, who you're supporting, who you're helping, who they are, what that end goal is going to be. And when you come from this point of view, guess what? You're going to be able to connect a lot better to your clients, and you're going to be able to actually come across in your voice more. So let's talk through how that happens. So the first thing I want you to think through is to get clear on really what is the mission behind your business. Now, here's the thing. If you're like the majority of my students and clients, the reason you're building a business is, yes, you want to have an impact in the world, you want to do something that fulfills you, but also from your perspective, you want to be creating something that generates a great income for you and allows you to be in control of your time so that you can leave your 9-to-5, right? That's amazing. Absolutely remember that. That's going to be your motivator for showing up even when you don't feel like it. However, that is not your mission. That's not what's going to drive your clients to want to buy from you, right? It's not like, oh, hey, let me pay this person to help support their journey in leaving their job. If only. That would be like a fundraiser. So what you need to get clear on is what's going to drive this business growth so that I can leave my job, create my dream income, create my dream lifestyle, whatever that goal looks like. And when you come from that point of view, what that starts doing, you're gonna see, this is really cool, is you start thinking through, okay, aside from those personal reasons, why did I create this business that I'm creating? And when you start there, let me give you a few examples. I work with a lot of health coaches. A big reason that they create their health coaching businesses is because they themselves went through a painful health journey where maybe they had kids, they were busy at their jobs, and they struggled with weight loss, with gaining back their pre-baby weight. Or maybe they just never learned how to eat healthy and had always, because of their culture, associated food with love. And so they struggled with it for decades until they finally figured that out, right? They went through some painful journey or experience. It doesn't always have to be painful, but some emotional journey or experience that really they want to help others through. They want to make sure no one else has to go through the time, the pain, the trial and error, their mistakes that they did. And for me personally, it was the same thing, right? My mission was, at the time, after I had built my previous online business and left my job, I remember, and people started asking me, hey, how'd you do it? How'd you take your job skills and leave your job and build a business that allows you to leave your job? I remember thinking it took me like 3-4 years to really figure all of this out, to realize it was even possible to build a business that could replace a 6-figure salary, to be able to start it while I was in my job. And there was so much that I didn't know. And even though I invested in a lot of coaches, courses, all of that at the time, no one was able to give me a big piece of the puzzle. And I wasn't supported because no one around me had done it. I didn't see a lot of proof online that other people had done it. So guess what? My mission is going to be that, to help people who are where I was, really give them a comprehensive system so that they can achieve the things that I did for themselves. Right? So that was the beginning mission. Now notice, when you really get clear on that, what comes from this, right? So many different things. First, it really focuses you to create the best product for your clients, because you are focused on the result, the way you're going to help those clients, versus like, how am I going to make my next sale? Right? You should be thinking about that, but this video is not focused on that. This is something, the underlying really theme that's going to actually help you make more sales. Because when you're focused on creating the best product, first of all, guess what happens? You do create the best product. So for my mission, what ended up happening, I'll share with you personally, is I ended up creating my now flagship course, Employee to Entrepreneur, that walks you through those steps to go from employee to entrepreneur using your own online coaching business. Now, I created that over the first 3 years in my current business. So it was a good amount of time. Now, I didn't create it in a vacuum for 3 years and then wait to sell it. I sold it in iterations. I first sold it as a coaching product, and then sold it as a coaching program, and then I sold it as a self-study course. And through that, I created massive iterations based on the feedback I was seeing from people, the questions, what I saw worked best, what didn't, and really created a best-in-class product. And what that allowed me to do is to get basically a mountain of testimonials from people who are like, oh my gosh, first of all, Louisa over-delivers the heck out of this course, right? I've never seen another course that was more comprehensive, more detailed, well thought through, all of that. And because of that, I'm getting the best results I've ever gotten. Some people, it was the first course they've ever taken. They loved it. Some people had taken a whole bunch of other courses and were like, I was skeptical because I've taken all these other courses, but this really blew me away. And what that allowed me to do is, through focusing on creating the best product, actually get the most testimonials, and really have that word of mouth spread that this is a best-in-class product. This is the course you want to be taking if you want to go from employee to entrepreneur, right? And so focusing on that really allowed me to do that. Now, the other thing, or the next thing that it did, it allowed me to truly believe in the product I was selling. So most people, most likely you, if you're watching this, you care about the value that you're adding to the world. Yes, you want to build a business that allows you to live an awesome life, but the way you do it, what you're delivering and selling through that business matters a lot to you. And if you don't believe in something that you're selling, you cannot market it. And that was the truth for me. I am not a born marketer or salesperson. I'm like a massive introvert. I can only talk passionately about things that I believe in. And so what that mission allowed me to do was to believe, because I was creating that product and I truly knew I was doing it and believed in it, sell the heck out of that product, because I knew it was the best in class product. I knew I was going to over deliver the heck out of it. I was going to support my students in the best way. And through doing that, I was able to feel comfortable talking about it on live streams, emails, social media posts, wherever, and really share it in an authentic way where I would be talking to someone and share, hey, I truly believe Employed Entrepreneur is the best option for you because of this and this. So I didn't have to be salesy. I didn't have to be pushy and say, oh, if you don't do this, your life is going to suck, because I knew my product would stand on its own and speak for itself, right? And so when you have that, guess what? You're excited to share about your content that leads into your product and ultimately talk about your product, right? So you've got these core things, an excellent product that really continues to drive itself, because really the online industry, no matter what industry you're in, is, yes, it's massive and big and billions of dollars, but it's also kind of small, where people talk to each other. They'll say, hey, is this course worth investing in? Is it not? Right? And that spreads. And then if you're comfortable promoting it, you believe in it, people will realize that as well. Now there's that piece, which is key, but then what that also does is it feeds into all the content that you can create for it. So when you sit back and think about, all right, what is my mission? Why is this my mission? Guess how much content that creates for you? Endless amounts. So I'm going to use myself as an example. When I was starting out and building my first online business, so I was in a digital advertising job at the time. And so I was building a digital advertising consulting business. First of all, I was not supported by anyone around me. My parents, right, didn't know anything about entrepreneurship. All they knew was the 9-to-5. And so they would say, you have a great job. You've worked really hard for it. We're so happy for you and proud of you. You should really focus on that. And whenever I would even bring up wanting to build a business to my parents, they would say, when are you going to give up this crazy pipe dream? When are you just going to focus on your job? Right? I mean, there was one time when I got my first paying client, again, doing the exact same thing. I was being paid very well in my job to do, but I did it, with my client. And I called my parents, told them, and my dad said, oh, how'd you scam them into paying you? As if like a business earning money outside of anything other than a 9-to-5 was a quote unquote scam, which is not the case. I'm just sharing that to show you like the lack of support that I had. My friends were not supportive either, right? So what did that lead me to do? It led me to create a community on Facebook, free community called Entrepreneurial Leaders, where I really just created a ton of support for people, really showed them what was possible, and then continued to do that through my programs and courses as well. So that to this day, the Employed Entrepreneur alumni community is incredibly supportive of each other. It helped me create content, right, that was really talking about that aspect, which was really important to my audience because so many of them feel unsupported as well. So I would have so many people come to me and say, hey, Louisa, your content about not being supported and what to do, right? What you did, basically finding mentors who had done what you wanted to do or a piece of what you wanted to do so that you could have that proof. Finding accountability partners, right? Who you found them online and really connected with them so that you could have an anchor to the world you wanted to create for yourself. Really not talking to your family for a while about your business until it was more solid. Those things were so helpful for me to start creating that confidence for myself, right? So, I mean, that was just 3 pieces of content alone right there that I just shared. And so it just created this whole new topic or subject area that I could speak on in depth that was incredibly helpful for my audience, right? So this all goes back to thinking about the mission, your mission. Another piece was really thinking through, well, when I was building my business while in my job, I didn't have a lot of time, right? So I really had to get smart with how I built my business and be okay with my time management skills. I was never like a productivity guru or super humanly productive myself, but what I was really focused on the limited time I did have and using it to grow my business in the most efficient and effective way. And so I would share that with people, how my tips for managing a business while in a job. And I actually have at least a few videos on that on my YouTube channel. So if you want that, check it out. So that created just so much content that absolutely resonated with my audience as well, right? And then I talked through the business model for what it takes to be able to build a business that can replace a good income in your job and allows you to do it while having limited time. And so all of these things created my mission, which created all this content, which helped me connect with my audience way better than quote unquote sharing my passion ever could have. And you know what? Through all of that, I was able to share my passion for helping people. I mean, you can probably tell through watching my videos, through seeing my content. If you're on my email list, you know I'm very passionate about this. I love my content. I love sharing it. I love my courses that I create. I fully believe in everything I sell and share, both for free and for paid, right? And that's gonna shine through on its own. But all of it is directed by the mission. And when you have that mission, by the way, you're able to really kind of block out a lot of the naysayers because you know what you're focused on and why you're doing it. It sucks if your friends and family don't support you, but you know what you're focused on is what you should be focused on. You know you're coming from a place of integrity when working with and supporting and interacting with your clients and potential clients, right? When someone says something negative to you online, which happens, it's just part of the online world, unfortunately, but it is what it is. You know that, hey, that's on them. I'm doing everything from a place of integrity and being mission driven. And guess what? When you do that, you're able to create better content. You're able to sell your product more effectively. You have a better product. People can tell. Word of mouth spreads, right? They even share your content with others because it just is exactly what they needed to hear. And through doing all of that, look at all of the areas this has affected, right? We just talked through so many things. We talked through basically identifying your mission, how to use it in a way to generate a ton of content. If you sit down and brainstorm what I just talked through for even a few minutes, you're gonna realize, oh wow, I have a lot of content that I can now talk about in so many different ways, and you're not gonna have to struggle with blank screen syndrome where you're sitting in front of your screen thinking, what do I talk about today? What can I possibly share? Am I gonna run out of stuff to share? No, you're not, because you went through all of that for so long. You have so much to share about it. It's going to be what your audience actually needs and wants to hear, right? To be excited about your content, to be excited about working with you, to really realize that you are the person to help them. And then after you've made that sale, to help you deliver in the best way, to help you create the best products, to when you create a mission-driven product, right? Every single one of my products and courses nowadays is still the same. It's created from something that I went through, that I didn't see on the market, and that I truly believe is helpful. And guess what? When you do that, you automatically have products that stand out, that don't look like anybody else's, that you can confidently sell, and that people want to buy because they realize, oh, so-and-so isn't creating a product just to make sales. They're creating it, yes, to make sales, because you should absolutely be doing that if you're providing value, but their product is coming from a place of actually helping me. And guess what? That means they are more likely to, your customers are more likely to come back and buy from you repeatedly, to really share your courses and your content with others and say, hey, this is someone who is really good at what they do, and they really care about their content and their audience, right? To respect you more, and to all of that really helps you grow your business in a way that's more enjoyable. That's, I don't want to say easy, because building a business is not easy. It's not complicated, or it doesn't have to be, but it takes work, right? But in a way that's less stressful, right? Where it's more in flow, you're able to come up with more content, and it's just a more enjoyable and profitable experience all around. Oh, so that's what I wanted to share with you today. Lots of really powerful concepts and principles and tactics for how to use all of that if you sit down and think about this even for just a few minutes. And then as time goes on, your mission is going to continue to evolve as your business grows as well. So that's what I had for you today. If you really found this helpful and enjoyed it, and you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button to be notified when I release a new awesome video every single week. And I do have two other things for you today. One is another super helpful tutorial on how to handle when a coaching client decides to stop honoring their contract with you, or when they ghost you, or when they change your mind, and how to handle it in a really graceful way. This happens to everyone at some point in your business, no matter how amazing you are, how well you qualify your clients. And so I've got a video that's going to walk you through how to handle that in a way that feels good to you and respects you, your commitment to your clients, your boundaries, all of that. So that video is either going to be somewhere on the screen and or in the description below. So make sure you check that out. And I also have a really great PDF for you on how to build a 6-figure online coaching business that takes you from employee to entrepreneur, along with the top 3 mistakes that I see most new coaches making. So I want to make sure that you don't make those. So make sure you check those out. That is also going to be either somewhere on the screen and or in the description below. Make sure you check out those 2 things, and then leave me a comment for what your biggest takeaway from this video was. I would love to hear from you. All right, so that's it for today, and I will see you next time.